Test 3, and personally, it's gone so fast. I can actually remember the week leading in and thinking, oh yeah, we've got a couple of more weeks, but it's gone really fast. The travel from Townsville to Hamilton was big, so I think we left something like 9 a.m. and arrived 9:30 p.m. in Hamilton. So we were a bit jaded yesterday. Had a conditioning session yesterday and also training, and backed out our last training today. So I think at the moment, physically, mentally, we're probably a bit down in energy, but I spoke to them today in regards to, Australia went on the same plane as us, went on the same bus trip as us, and it's not like they got the Concorde and beat us here. So I think coming into this next test, it's really going to be about that mental tenaciousness, focus, but also the ability for us to keep the ball and to keep working and grinding it out. So overall, I've actually been quite happy with the work that we have done in this space, knowing that probably the elements aren't as good as I would like it to be, but that's life and we've got to get on with it. There was some clear things that came out of our Test 2 in Townsville. One was in our attacking end. I think for 2 or 3 quarters we actually had the last centre pass. We weren't able to score it. So we've gone back over whether we have 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 10 seconds, what we need to do to get the ball down and score, so strategy. We've been just re-looking at our overall strategy in regards to what happens when we have a party, so all the attackers are all on one side, what needs to happen there. So we've been quite specific. We've also looked at the combination with Tapaya and Maria, knowing that we never had quite enough time going into our second test. So looking at consolidating what our strategy could be for that. And obviously going to the post. In our defence end, we pulled apart some of the areas, especially our one-on-one that we need to improve on. Went over all our other strategies. So it was just sort of, I suppose, clarity and making sure everybody's on the same wavelength. What I feel, because our limited time together, we've sort of shaken everything up, both on and off the court, in regards to our routines and practices, our strategies. I feel it's slowly coming, I really do. I feel we're getting closer and there's a combined understanding. And hopefully the work that we do, or that we've done even in Quad and Constellation Cup, get that base will help us going into the Quad next year, plus also the Worlds in July. Look, the most positive things I think right from the start has been the intent of the players, and I know I've mentioned that before, but their intent, their focus, their wanting to be better. Coming in here, they've had to do things that they're not used to and probably made them uncomfortable, but they're giving it a crack, they're giving it a go. They want to be better, they want to represent New Zealand well, and I've been amazed by just all the individuals and making themselves go into that sort of space and place. I think positively as well, with slowly every game that we take or that we are on court, I feel that there are improvements. I feel we've got some great fight, and even though sometimes we're down by 3, 4, 5, we're fighting away. I'd like it better where we don't have to be in that position, but at least we know that we've got some heart and we've got some passion, and I love that about any team, and I'm feeling that's starting to become a real pattern for us. I also am really positive about the strategies that we've been able to put together within the short time, and I feel once we get the little pieces better, or individuals being able to either be fitter or do their job, I think that's going to make a big difference as well to what happens on the scoreboard. And just overall, I'm really happy by just the communication that's happening with the players. There's no, everyone's saying what they want to say, very open and honest. I think right from the start we've always acknowledged who we are and the goods and the bads about our history, I always think that has to be the case. We can't forget about what's happened in Com Games or others, and that's part of who we are now. But also, once again, it doesn't define who we are and what needs to happen in the future. And I think that's really an exciting space to be, that it can be anything that we want. So at the moment, it's just about knowing, I suppose, in ourselves, one, what is our game plan? That's a huge start, but also knowing that we can actually do it and that we have people that are supporting us. And I think that's it's actually quite beautiful to be a part of. It's quite interesting as well because I've been in the Australian system for the last 2 years, and once again they're amazing over there, and the athletes are just very tenacious and they will work very hard. But what I've loved also coming back here is not necessarily the New Zealand way, but our creativity, the way that we play the game, the adaptability, playing different strategies, and just some of that stuff, man, when we have ball in hand, and it's just beautiful. So I forgot about that sort of style, I suppose, being in over Australia, but also loved that the ability that we can play that flair, but also play a bit of Australia where it's just discipline and getting the job done. So I suppose that's the 2 rounds that we're currently working in, and that's what I would love to see, and for us as a team to be able to develop. The questions have been for us as a team or myself about winning. At the end, I sort of feel, and I've been saying to the players as well, that should be a given, that we need to train to win, we need to learn to win, but also we need to play to win. And I don't feel for us that actually shouldn't be an extra pressure, it should be how it is. So it's quite interesting, I suppose, for us to be working, or for me to be working in this space where I feel we're at the stage of we have to break through. You know, we're so close but yet so far when we make an error, and some of those errors are we can't do anything about it at this stage. That will have to come when they're in the off season and what needs to happen. But the offset to some of that stuff as well is also the heart and the passion that I think that we're demonstrating and that we actually believe in and live to. You know, we haven't got the W on the board yet, but I'm really heartened by some of the stuff that we are doing. And I know for myself, I'm just sort of speaking about me, is that I've got to be patient, I've got to keep pushing them through. And at the end, we're here to represent New Zealand and put the best possible strategy out on court, or play the best that we possibly can. And I think that's the thinking behind us at the moment. Scoreboard is it, and it's going to be it, but it's ourselves against ourselves at the moment, and we're battling away in our own heads or physically of what we need, and it's a really good thing. So all I can sort of say is the intent is there. I think, you know, if there wasn't, then I'll be the first person to say that. So totally heartened really of what we are doing, where we are going, and the motivation to work to get there.